If you happen to have to code somebody who overdosed or was poisoned by a drug that it is so new that it's not in the current volume, that's when you have to pick up the phone and call the pharmacy and say, give me the AHFS number. They give you the AHFS number. You look it up in here, and there's the code. You'll learn how to do that when we start talking about drugs, but for right now, I'm just trying to introduce it. All right, flip to the next appendix. That's the appendix of industrial accidents. I've never seen it used. However, if Greenville, North Carolina was a highly industrial area and we had a lot of industrial accidents, wouldn't it be beneficial to us to know how many of them came because they were from cranes, which is code 211, versus lifts and elevators, which is code 212, versus from tractors, which is code 231? So do you see how we could use this index to know how different accidents occur? We typically don't, but it's there if you need it. Flip over to your next appendix, and this is a list of every 3-digit code in this book. And the benefit of this is just kind of to get an idea again about how the book is outlined. And when you look at it from this perspective, it makes things a little clearer. For instance, find code 480, which is your pneumonia and influenza, from 480 to 488. Well, they're the different types of influenza and pneumonia broken down. Viral, pneumococcal, other bacterial, due to other organisms and infectious diseases classified elsewhere, and that sort of thing. All right, look at the next category, COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Well, if you're not sure what COPD includes, it includes bronchitis, emphysema, asthma, bronchiectasis, allergic alveolitis, and chronic airway obstruction not elsewhere classified. So that's going to help you with it. Will you ever use it to code from? No. Will it help you understand the book? Yes, it would if you would spend some time in it. And that's your coding book. From beginning to end, that's what's in it. And you're going to have to be familiar with all of it. Okay, page 6 in your textbook. Look at the explanation of what the alphabetic index of diseases and injuries does. Make sure you've read it all. That's your assignment now, is to go back and reread it once you've seen it. Take a look at page 8. And I want you to see that what is on page 8 is basically a reproduction of what you would see in the alphabetic. And we need to look at it so you understand how it works. Notice we've got the main term. That in boldface print. Remember when we looked up gout, that was a main term? Well, racket nail is a main term. Radial nerve is a main term. Radiation effects and sickness, they're main terms. Radiculitis is a main term. Oh, but let's back up. Look at number 2. We have a carryover line, which means that it was too long for the one line and it had to go into the next line. But notice how it is indented. When I learned to read, the teacher cut these little pieces of paper and made you put it under the line that you were reading, and there she made you stay.